Okay, so today we have Jim Adley here with us. He lives here with us, and he's been painting since he's been here. So he told me he wanted to do a show of his paintings that he's done since he's been here, and the show is actually out in the hall. So when we're all done in here, we're going to take a little walk over here, and it's just down the hall over here, outside the activities room. Okay? The piece we have here is his most recent piece called Shattered Night, and we'll make sure you get a chance to see that before you leave today. Okay? So, are we ready?
Well, I'm talking about my general painting here, rather not with this specific selection, which are all new. They're all not anything I've done earlier than 6 months ago. It's on show here now. And that one that Jenny took around is one of the last ones I've done. Maybe the last. And so I really should call it 12 paintings from 2013 to 2014, because I'm still working on some of them last month. One or two statements. My work is all performance, not performance art, but art of performance. The scale is from 125 feet wide and 14 feet high, which is one piece I did in 1988. And there's a Cubist influence. We talked about Cubism. Cubism is influential in my work, and nearly everyone, whether they admit it or not, have this influence. Picasso and Braque, but Picasso mainly, right up to the present. So the things in these paintings that I've done here that couldn't have been done before Cubism, and probably couldn't have been done even after Cubism, because the language has been changed so much in the last 50 years, last many 100 years. I'm saying you will observe, depending how much you look at art, or how much you come across it in the world about you, of postmodernism. Well, I am opposed, absolutely, completely opposed to that. It takes with it the destruction of art, takes with the destruction or the imperative to insult the public and insult other artists. And so I'm still fighting the fight. I haven't been able to do my large paintings. This held me back very much. I've been healthy, really. As long as I've been possibly sick, I could have done it the last 10 years, but I could never get the space, I could never get the money, I could never get the general atmosphere of making advanced paintings. But I've managed to scratch a few out and never come to light when I'm gone. I'm working on one at the moment. I'm not happily stretched it. I've been primed it. It's in my head. It's been there for the last 10 years. I haven't been able to find some space. It's only at 10 by 12 feet. But there's been no hope. Lots of people have thought of how I could do it, but nothing's come of anything. Then I was saying at the bottom of that page, I've tried to. I'm an artist of my time, and I don't like to be put into a little shop, covered space and lock the door locked, saying that the artist made no art in his last decade, but I've made a lot of art, and I've cultured it in my newer works. and I've summed them up. Summed up the events in the art world. Even though I can't have dialogue with my fellow artists because of this, that I've kept astride of their arguments, such as they are, and I still take issue with postmodernism, because postmodernism is really an excuse to not face up to composition, not face up to the past. It rejects the past. Everything that's ever rejected the past is doomed to fail. It might get into museums, but it won't have an intellectual position.
So we're going to hand out these brochures. It's a retrospective tribute, James Adley. I'm not giving them to you today. We did give some away one time, but this time we're just looking at it. I'm going to get them back from you. So take a peek and then pass it on to your neighbor. It shows some of the real large pieces he's talking about. He painted very large. This is tiny compared to what he's painted in the past. Sorry, future. And so take a peek at these and then start thinking about questions that you might have. I'm going to have you pass that one on when you're done. You pass that one on, Devon, when you're done. I'm going to have her pass it to you, Gina.
See, we could have put in some large ones, but it's very time-consuming and results in disasters. People who don't know what you're doing come along and walk through the canvas. But I told Jane we wouldn't do that. Instead, we'd just let her do this little read-out. And I'll finish up later when we talk about the actual paintings.
And you want to start by talking about this one here, Jim? Shattered Night? Easel.
That's the latest thing that do a bit larger than that. I didn't need it larger. Jackie acquired it for me. Responded to what was under my nose. Under my nose.
Under your nose.
Let's see what. Yes. So that one is a bit more complex than the ones on the wall outside. And it may be, we never know for sure as we go along. If we're working, just really searching, we don't know what's going to happen. And that one I didn't think would come to so much. I thought it would be quite a spare painting actually. But it just seemed to want more. So it's got parts of Matisse, parts of earlier modernism. But what it doesn't have is parts of modernism. It accepts, in a way, you can't do otherwise because I've painted it, but it accepts its position as pre-modern to modern. And then that gets savagely attacked from the left and the right, and made to come to the state that you get work court painting that's in the new museum, which has nothing to do with painting at all, and it's waiting for exploration. And instead, the art schools are being taught the other way. The art schools are full of people who want to know painting, but they have to learn from these people who've learned it from somebody else, the way it goes, and questions.
Yeah, let's take questions now. Someone already had a question earlier. Yes, Ken.
What medium do you prefer, acrylic or oil?
Since I've not done much oil painting in the last 50 years, it must be acrylic or other plastic media. The oil painting wasn't going so well. And oil painting for sketches and for small paintings is fine. I'll use it still for that. But I don't do abstract paintings.
Earl, do you have a question?
Yeah, how many years were you at Michigan State?
Came in 63 and left it. Came in 63 and left it.
50 years. 50 years.
So it's from 63 until
So I came here.
you came here.
I made a lot of paintings at that time. I've been blessed with, blessed with a long life. Going into my 82nd year. And I use the time as best I can. I worked hard at it. I would some days do 12 hours at a stretch on a painting or two, and still do more the day after, come back in the evening, work all night. And that way I used to complain I wasn't getting enough work done. I had a big show back then. We dragged out a lot of earlier paintings, some of that brought from England. But mainly American paintings. I call them American paintings because they, at first they were dependent on you.
Any more questions? I know there was a question over here, Yvonne. You had a question earlier. Do you remember what it was? Do you remember your question, Yvonne?
I just wondered what his interpretation of that was.
Oh, okay. Do you have an interpretation?
This,
Shattered Knife?
Painting.
well, I think I gave it that time, I had 2 days to go. And I painted it about 4 days ago, didn't I, Jim?
The most recent. Yeah.
And so they're not heavy in the way that they would be on a large scale. And then the issue then becomes, are you going to go ahead and make the large, just make the thing an enlargement of something much smaller? And then it's a puzzle because you don't want to do an oppressive, depressive. That's not what you're about. You want to make a positive statement, uplifting, something that people will get some pleasure from, not pain. That sets you whether you want to or not against the art world, because the art world has gone crazy, absolutely mad. They've lost all direction and don't care. People who pay millions of dollars for their work. It's just inexplicable. The halls of fame
Transition.
it's been invaded by such terrible artists. Their assistants, their students are informed by that.
Jim, in the retrospective that I just looked through, you had a huge mural. And I wondered if, as you were painting it, well, there's 2 questions. As you were painting it, were your moods changing? I seem to notice a difference in like each panel.
Perceptive of it. It's perceptive of the kind. Bring that up.
Perceptive. Very perceptive on your part.
Yeah, because most people would not see that. At least they wouldn't see it in those terms.
Well, your changes in colors sort of gave it away to me.
Yes, and it's finished in a positive note, I hope.
Talking in here.
Placing the 12
Yes,
square,
that's the one.
12 foot square finale, it's called. The whole series is called Introduction.
And this next question is kind of redundant, but how long did it take you to paint that mural?
Well, I wrote about it in the catalog. It was about a week.
Speaking in here. Say this again in
It's
here.
about a week.
1 week?
Yeah.
1 week.
For the whole mural?
It's not a mural, it's a painting. easel painting. You don't see that, but big easels like that.
Well, my term of mural is just a panoramic.
Yeah, yes. It's in 3 parts.
Thank you, Jim.
What's it called? Which one is it? Some people can be
Introduction.
looking at introduction.
Transition.
Oh, transition?
Transition.
Transition? Okay. For
Which I
people,
couldn't read.
people who are looking at this, it's called transition. Oh, it's this real long one. Shows the room. It shows the long piece here.
Tell the size.
Oh, geez. Wow. I can't read it. I don't have my glasses. Looks like 120 feet by 744. Does that sound right, Craig? You don't know? 744
744 inches.
inches. And is the 120 inches? 120 inches. I'm thinking 120 feet. Woo!
It's high.
That's a long ways.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, nice. That's the one we're talking about.
Well, I had something, to answer Ken, I had something on my mind, but it may not have been so.
Shame you didn't have a person in there to.
Just show the, yeah. Portion. You have something on your mind you were going to tell us?
Well, I remember it. I've never taken for granted my longevity, and I was, let's see, how old was I in 1988?
You were 58.
57.
When you started?
No, in 1988 when you, was that when you painted this one,
Yeah,
Jim?
1982.
Oh yeah, 1988. Yeah, transition.
So I was always considering that I may go to bed and not wake up, and then I wouldn't finish the work, and no one else could finish it. No one would want to finish it because all the money is in the other mood. I hadn't been to see the young woman go. It's hard for me to get around, but I will try to go to see. But I know what it's about. I want to see the usage of the new museum.
Where is this one hanging, Jim? Where is transition?
It's in a roll in my
Oh,
studio.
it's in a roll. Okay.
It's quite a weighty thing.
Well, this was hung in Grand Rapids, was it?
Steve.
Muskegon. Okay.
But
Muskegon.
they had the biggest space in the city.
Okay.
Bigger Detroit.
Okay.
Bigger than
We have one more question from Ken. Go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean
No, it's okay. It's good. It's okay.
I don't know if I don't know if I'm calling it by its right name, but were you always interested in abstraction?
Yes. Yes, I was always interested in abstraction.
Even as a young man?
Yes. That's when I was 2.
He was too ahead of his time.
Well, I mean, seriously, when I was 16, I knew about that really.
What age?
16.
16.
16.
16.
I was 16.
16. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good.
I had an interesting year in 1960. That's another story. That I could always put together a show that measured my progress, hopefully, in that year, from the last exhibition. So I've covered myself in exhibitions as I worked through. My first exhibition here in Michigan was at U of M. Some for that I brought back some of my English paintings. And it was quite nice. That building has been destroyed now.
For first exhibition you said was at U of M?
Yes.
At U of M. First exhibition.
First exhibition in Michigan.
In Michigan, sorry.
First exhibition was much earlier. 40 something.
Okay. Was that in England?
Yes.
In England. Nice. Does anyone else have questions? Otherwise, we'll just start moving out to the hall to look at the artwork. Any more questions? Okay.
I've answered everything.
I'm sure they're going to have questions for you when they see your art out in the hall, so we'll get you out there. In fact, Craig, are you willing to wheel him out there?
Well, you don't have to have questions. I mean, art,
No, just enjoy.
art is a visual art. People forget that. And it's been its downfall, actually. I think they couldn't have done this to it if they